Hi, my name is Wojciech Marusiak. I am a solution architect at Alibaba Cloud. In today's video, I will show you Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall. What is Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall? Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall monitors, filters, and blocks HTTP traffic to and from a web application. Web Application Firewall inspects HTTP traffic. It prevents attacks targeted to web application security flaws such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, file inclusion, or security misconfiguration. Web Application Firewall utilizes as well anti-bot solution. What is a bot? A bot is a malicious software that is used by the cyber criminals to remotely control computers and execute illegal activities such as stealing data, spreading spam, and distributing malware. Alibaba Cloud Anti-Bot Security Solution prevents bot damages by identifying bot behavior and blocking them. What is new in Open Web Application Security Project? As you see on the screen, in comparison to the previous Open Web Application Security Project release, there are some changes in the commonly used attacks over the years. Still, on the first place we have an injection, on the second place we have a broken authentication session management, cross-site scripting, and so on. It provides zero-day vulnerability protection to secure customer application or servers. Alibaba Cloud Security Team provides virtual patching service to fix high-risk zero-day vulnerabilities within 24 hours. So what is a Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall in a nutshell? Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall utilizes several unique technologies to secure customer environment. For example, we use the IP reputation. We know which IPs are bad or good. Web Application Firewall utilizes enhanced algorithms and as well big data intelligence. Alibaba Cloud products are not only available for the customers. We use them as well. We protect our websites, for example, during the Singles Day, Double 11, where millions and millions of customers buy the products. Our products were developed by Alibaba Cloud based on more than 10 years of offensive and defensive experience and a big data security ability. The function includes data breach protection, zero-day vulnerability hotfix, big data and threat intelligence, accurate access log, HTTP connection attack mitigation, human-machine identification. Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall provides as well zero-day vulnerability protection. What is a zero-day vulnerability? A zero-day vulnerability is a software security flaw that is known to the software vendor but doesn't have a patch in place to fix the flaw. It has a high potential to be exploited by cyber criminals. When the zero-day threat is discovered or released, the high-risk period for the security incident is mostly within 24 to 48 hours after the outbreak. During this period, there will be a large number of penetration scans for capturing target. Those zero-day vulnerabilities can be mitigated by using Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall. Web Application Firewall provides fully automated rule updates, and there is no need to make any changes to the application code, and there is no need to test the patch on the servers. On the right side of the screen, we see how the normal enterprise without Web Application Firewall could be affected. Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall reduced this time period. Web Application Firewall provides strict control. The customers can create access control list policies. Within every policy, there are several actions which can be configured. It's block, allow, or warning. The configured action will be executed once the conditions are met. For example, if the URL contains the user, if the parameters contains login, and the user agent is micro messenger. What is unique with Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall? We utilize context learning engine. What does it mean? For example, if the attacker will use the "I love you" phrase, it might match the traditional web application firewall rule. However, if the phrase will be backwards like "love I you," the traditional web application firewalls might miss that. To summarize, what are the advantages of Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall? Web Application Firewall provides HTTP float mitigation and bot protection. It resists existing OWASP known threats and updates for the latest vulnerabilities. It provides effective HTTP and HTTPS float mitigation. It prevents web crawlers and the bots from consuming website resources. It prevents SQL injection and cross-site scripting. It's easy to implement. Setup and activation can be done within the minutes. There is no need to install any hardware or software, perform any router or switch configuration. Alibaba Cloud Anti-Bot. Anti-Bot provides comprehensive bot defenses for web applications, websites, mobile applications, and APIs. It can effectively reduce the risk caused by specific vulnerabilities. It can be used in the following scenarios: flight seating occupancy, online scalping, user enumeration, or API exploitation, and many more. Alibaba Cloud Anti-Bot solution, combined with a web application firewall, provides comprehensive defense layer for your application, website, or server. How do we stop the bad bots? The traffic is analyzed based on the IP reputation, on the traffic analysis. If the bot traffic is detected, additional layer is introduced, for example, the human bot identification. The clean traffic is allowed and the bad traffic is blocked. As mentioned before, Alibaba Cloud Web Application Firewall and Anti-Bot solution utilizes the big data analysis. Not only we recognize the traffic based on IP reputation, traffic origin, traffic behavior, but as well if cookie exists, at what time the traffic origins, and which URL is targeted. The websites can be protected by the bot captcha identification. There will be a slider presented which will prevent access to the website. Alibaba Cloud has more than 15 years of the cybersecurity experience. We blocked more than 200 million brute force attacks. We mitigated 20 million web hacking attacks and more than 1000 DDoS attacks. In the Web Application Firewall live demo, we will cover Web Application Firewall configuration. We will discover the vulnerabilities in the DVWA and WordPress. We will check the website status before and after enabling Web Application Firewall. The tools used in the demo. For the scanning, we will use the Kali Linux, Red Hawk scanner, then vulnerable web application DVWA. It will be a Docker image, WordPress, and a SQL map. All information and software used in this video are for educational and demonstration purposes only. Usage of all tools presented in this video for attacking targets without prior mutual consent is illegal. So for the demo purposes, I created 3 virtual machines, 2 with WordPress, so victim 1 and victim 2, and the Docker DVWA. DVWA is a web application which is used for the security professionals to test their skills and tools in a legal environment and helps to understand the process of securing web applications. I will pause the video and start the Docker image. Login now to DVWA. I will enter the username and password. I will create a database and we will log into the DVWA. DVWA has different levels of security. We will try the lower level. I will switch now to my virtual machine, Kali Linux, where we will try to discover potential vulnerabilities. In the terminal, I will enter the Red Hawk directory. We'll try to discover a little bit more about our server. We are being asked for the protocol to enter. I'll enter the HTTP. And we'll check what information we can find out about our server. The scan is complete. We'll review what information we received. We have a site title, IP address, web server type, if CMS is used, Cloudflare wasn't detected. We see information about the IP lookup, some HTTP headers. For example, PHP session ID might be used later on. We receive as well information about the open ports. And advanced crawling information. Web application firewall is already purchased. What we have to do is to add domain to be protected. I will add the domain wavtest.xyz. Domain dvwa wavtest.xyz has been added. We have to configure the DNS entries for the domain. I will copy the CNAME and I will navigate to the DNS section. In the DNS section, I will change the record for the DVWA to the Web Application Firewall domain name. We click OK. So what happened? I changed the A record for the dvwa.wavtest.xyz to Web Application Firewall DNS entry. It may take a few minutes for the DNS configuration, and we see now that DVWA is protected by a Web Application Firewall. I will try to execute the website discovery scan again against DVWA. Let's hit A for all. I will let it run in the background. In the meanwhile, I will switch to our Docker instance where we see the logs from the web server. I will guide you through the Web Application Firewall console. In the overview section, we see the information about the queries per second, bandwidth used, abnormal traffic, top IP address from the world, operating system information. Once the Web Application Firewall is configured, what we can do is to go to the website configuration, and we can see the policies which are being applied. We can edit the website, we can add additional IP addresses, we can delete the website, or we can configure additional policies. So at the moment, our web application protection protects us from the SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and other common web application attacks. Web Application Firewall can operate in the two modes, in the protection mode and in the warning mode. We have as well three policies for the protection: loose, normal, and strict. Web Application Firewall allows us to block the malicious IPs. So when the IP address will initiate scans attacks, it will be blocked. Alongside that, Web Application Firewall protects against HTTP floats. We can set as well HTTP ACL policies, and we can enable the new intelligence protection engine, which will utilize the request targeted lexical analysis for our website. I will enable all those settings. In the management section, we see the information about the DNS resolution status, protocol enabled, and the status of the protocol. No attack happened in the last 2 days for the DVWA website. The customer can create up to 100 HTTP ACL policies. Each policies can have different rules. Let's create a test rule. We can say that if the IP matches the specific subnet and the user agent includes Chrome, the action will be blocked. I created additional HTTP float rule for the DVWA. In the app market, the customers can purchase the real-time log query and analysis service. In the products section, we see our web application firewall type. In my case, it's a business. How many domains we can protect, the bandwidth, and the queries per second. We see as well the web application firewall IP segments. In the alarms section, we can configure additional settings for the monitoring, which will inform us when something abnormal is happening. I will try now to use the open source tool called SQL Map to find out if there are any SQL vulnerabilities. To do it, I will need to retrieve the PHP session ID. I will log into the website. And we will try the SQL injection blind. PHP session ID can be found in the storage section in Firefox, and now I entered the PHP session ID into the SQL map command. We will check what information can we find about the website. I will let the scan in the background, and we switch to the web application firewall console. We'll go to the reports. We do have some entries in the monitoring, and we see already that some in the queries per second, some attack attempts are already present. We see as well the abnormal traffic. The mostly scanned URLs. To make the scan a little bit more intense, I initiated several SQL map instances. We will check the real-time monitoring now for our DVWA appliance. Not that much queries per second. We see the commonly scanned URLs. In the reports, we see already some activity. SQL injection has been blocked. Web shell has been blocked. I tried to access DVWA server and my IP has been blocked. And we see as well that our previously configured HTTP ACL has been executed. We see as well that on our Kali Linux, all of the scans are being stopped. DVWA is accessible because I use the VPN server to change my IP address. Once the IP is changed, the Red Hawk scanner is continued to run. I will check if we see the new IP. Yes, we see the new IP address. My new public IP address is the following 128, and it has been detected by the web application firewall. As we see, the web application firewall from Alibaba Cloud is actively protecting against the SQL injection. It provides multiple ways to protect the website. It's very easy to use, it's simple to implement, and it's very effective. I'd like to thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was informative and you will try the web application firewall as well to protect your websites. Thank you very much.